this is Angela, the Adult Services Coordinator at the Bridgeport Public Library in Bridgeport, West Virginia. Welcome back to our BookTube channel. I'm in a different location now because my office actually got moved and it's not quite ready for filming. So I'm here in our transit room. The transit room is where we receive all of the transits from other libraries in our consortium, as well as all of our new releases. They actually come in from this little door that's just out of frame. So we have a lot that happens in this room that really keeps the library going. So why not add BookTube to that, huh? So today I am going to talk about 8 tips to overcome your reading slump using your library. So let's get started. Even if you're new to your local library or you just don't frequent your library enough, the staff is a great resource for you. Staff can let you know what is popular and what has been checked out the most. And if you have a book in mind that, say, you've read in the past that you just quite can't remember the author or the title, the staff member can ask leading questions to sort of narrow down and then see if we have it in the system, or even if we don't have it, we can do a Google search to see if we can help you at least find the title, and then maybe we can order it for you, just depending. If you're more introverted and approaching a staff member kind of weirds you out, here at the Bridgeport Public Library, we actually have a little table full of staff picks. So about every month or so, everyone here on staff will pick out a book that we would recommend to someone, and then we put it on this table with our name attached to it. So that way patrons who browse that table know who's recommending what, and it's kind of a way to passively get to know which staff members share your reading tastes. So here at Bridgeport, we have 2 displays that are up most of the time. We have one that is in the lobby that is mostly geared towards holidays and other monthly observances. And then there is a second one that I do that is usually just a mix of different things. So I've done a banned books display on that. And right now I have a display that's relating to the Victorian era. So it's a whole bunch of books that are either set in or just somewhat related to the Victorian era, and that's both fiction and nonfiction. So just check in your library and see what displays are up. They're great because if you come into your library and you don't have time or you're intimidated by browsing just shelf after shelf of books, the displays make it really easy for you because it's just a small selection. So you can just go to the display and see what is most interesting to you. And then bam, there you go. You have something to check out and you can see if you like it or not. So the third tip I have is relating to displays, and that is to check the new release section. So if you are a frequent visitor of your library and you feel like you've just exhausted your collection, check the new release section because that is a way that the library really keeps refreshing what we offer. The new release section are it's a mix of books that are like brand new and then materials that are just new to the library that may have been published a long time ago. So the fourth tip I have is going to depend on your library and what services they offer. But here at Bridgeport, we offer what are called browse bags. And Browse Bag was a great system that we had in place during the pandemic when patrons weren't able to come into the library and browse themselves. What we would do to remedy that is have patrons fill out a piece of paper that asked them a whole bunch of questions about what they wanted. So if they wanted books, movies, music, anything like that. And then it would ask more leading questions. So what types of genres do you enjoy? What authors do you like? What are some books or movies that are your favorites? And then the staff would take this little reader's profile, go through our collection and find materials that complemented your own reading tastes, and then have those ready for you to pick up. And we are still offering that service. So check your library and see if they offer anything similar. The fifth tip I have is to check programming at the library. So I'm talking about book clubs, author signings, or just general discussion groups. Anything like that is a really great way to get out of your reading slump, even if you are not actually reading. So here at Bridgeport, we have 2 book clubs, a fantasy book club and a mystery book club. But we also have a discussion group that meets weekly to discuss PBS Masterpiece Theater. So if reading a book just seems like too much, but you still want to, have some sort of like entertainment in some other way, see if there's any sort of discussion groups, because that's a great way. Like it's like adjacent to reading itself. It's really nice. Plus, like if you do a book club and you don't enjoy the book that was chosen for the book club, sometimes it's kind of fun to go to the book club anyways, even though you don't like it, and then have a discussion with people who may share your opinion or have a complete opposite opinion. And then that way you can really bounce off of each other and have a really good discussion. Then the 6th tip I have for you is to just browse the library. So this is going to depend on whether or not you have enough time to do so. But browsing is great because then, even if you have gone to your library frequently, I know that I've always felt like something new will jump out at me every time that I go to my library. When I was a kid, my local library was really close to where my family had their furniture business. So when I was working at my parents' furniture store, on my lunch breaks or whatever, I would go over to my local library, and I didn't have a lot of time to really browse, so I would make a game out of browsing. I would say go to just one shelf and scan that entire shelf and either pick what looked most interesting, or if I couldn't pick based on that criteria, I would take all of the advice I had ever gotten about not judging a book by its cover, chuck it out, and then pick whichever book I thought had the prettiest cover, and then that's how I would choose, and that way I had something to read. So next step I have is to check the library's social media. That's a great way to see what programs are being offered, and then I know here at Bridgeport we're constantly posting pictures of books that we got in our transit. So it's just a great way to really keep in touch with your library and see what's going on. And then finally, this is more relating to browsing, but in a different sense. So if you're sitting at home and you're really wanting to find something to read, but you just don't know, check your library's website and then check your library's online catalog and start typing in different keywords of what you're looking for and see what pops up. And then you can go and you can place those books on hold, and then they'll be available to pick up in just a few days usually. And the online catalog is really great because I know here at Bridgeport, our online catalog almost works as sort of like an online display as well. We have like different displays that show the covers of new books, new movies, and then usually there's some sort of theme that's included as well. So during Banned Books Week, there was like an online display of the books that are in our system that are considered, have been challenged in the past. So that's just like a really great way that you can browse while you're at home. You don't even have to leave your house. And so there you have it. Those are my 8 tips to help you overcome your reading slump using your library. If you think of any other tips that you want to share with the community, feel free to put them in the comments, and thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!